Man, bruh. You make content. Unknown truths. We make content. You got a phone? We make content.
What's your name?
Unknown truths.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, it's a balance too. Like
I agree. That's
at the end of the day, it's a balance. Like the question is definitely a loaded question, but the whole point of the question is to get your brain working. Like it's literally talking about two polar opposites and trying to see where the human conscience, what we grab onto. Like what do we really want to hold on? We want to hold on to comfort. In reality, nobody want to be uncomfortable. Because we always feel like we're alone. But you're right. When we pray, when we feel those goosebumps, when we feel that,
you can't buy that.
You can't buy that.
You can't buy that. And God's always there.
Yeah.
Regardless if you don't think He is, when you feel like you should be praying, that's when He's telling you, like, hey, look.
Not lying.
You know, when you get that note, you felt it, man. You know what I'm saying? You felt that notion to pray. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad I read it.
Especially when you're in your down zone.
Yeah.
Or up zone. Sometimes we can't be appreciative of our up zone.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know how to handle the upside.
Yeah.
We know how to handle our downside a lot of times. We know how to get through it. But when you reach the top, like you're trying to do right now, you know, and I appreciate your time today. I really do. I hope you get all the way to the top. But when you get there, it becomes, they say, it's lonely at the top for a reason.
And that's how we build our character, because it's like, all right, people get money and then the money change them, or they let the money change them. But it's like, that's why you got to build your character in these moments as you're going up, because once you get money, it's the same character.
Right.
Like, it's like, what's power without integrity? That's my biggest thing. The question is, do you think people live how they actually want, or just go with the flow? And then, honestly, how would you even break up the two?
So, question, do they live how they want, or do they just go with the flow? It depends on the situation.
Right,
I think sometimes you live how you want to, right? But we live in life. You got a job, life happens. So you kind of got to go with the flow of those things, right? But within that space, I think you also try to live how you want. So you might say, okay, I made this amount of money, life has dealt these cards, and so then you're like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna do this within this realm, right? So it's kind of a little bit of both, but I think that's what you have to do, because you always can't live how you want to live. You're gonna have to go with the flow at different times, because you have to learn how to adapt.
My question for you today is, do you think people living how they actually want, or just going with the flow?
I think people living, I think they're going with the flow. They want to live how they want to live, but they not, unfortunately. They going with the flow. They trying to get to that, and sometimes they just not making it, but it's a trying.
When it comes to that, like going with the flow, what do you see as going with the flow? Like, what type of life do you see as somebody that's going with the flow? If you could, in your best words.
Going with the flow sounds like no structure, sounds like no plan, and you need a plan. That's not a good idea. Get a plan, get some structure, follow that shit. Can I cuss? Follow that shit.
You can cuss. You can go deep. You can over-explain.
Follow that. You gotta think with your mind that you can do it and that you did it already, and that way that's how you get there.
Wait, what was the question?
Do you think people live how they actually want, or do they just go with the flow?
Okay, so I think there's like I said, there's two types of people. There's people who live like they actually want, and there's people that go with the flow. I think the people who live how they actually want are waking up every day trying to do their best to strive and be the most successful they can to be themselves, compared to, like, I'm not saying that people who go with the flow don't do that, but I think there has to be a happy balance in your life, because I don't think you can do both at all times. You're not always the same person at every point of your life.
I did a lot of wrong, I can't even put it in a song. I just want them people leave me alone. I don't even want to talk on the phone. Fuck what you say, I don't want to talk anyway. Kicked out the team, had to find another way. Popping all these pills, hope I see another day. Talking to myself, I'ma just get high today, Lord. I got my 36 right here in my pocket. It's a snuff fit, can't go nowhere without it. I know that they'll love to see me on the pavement, so I stay like Juice WRLD, armed and dangerous. I don't give a fuck.
Sometimes you also have to go with the flow and just be patient, I think is what it comes down to. So I think maybe the people, I think it's such a loaded question. I think people are both at some points, but I would agree with you that I think that going with the flow is easier most of the time because you're just like, oh, it doesn't matter, who cares? Like, there's nothing I can do about it.
I agree, but look, so we talked about this in the car. This was off camera, but we was like, some people just want to be comfortable. You know, they live to just be comfortable. So right now he thinking like when people live how they actually want. He thinking about himself, like because he want to actually be like this successful man of value. And going with the flow don't make him that man of value, but it do make him live a more comfortable life. But understanding that is if you do want a comfortable life, if your whole goal was to just have a simple job, have a simple wife, have a simple life. Living how you actually want isn't that hard. You feel me? And going with the flow could be hard in aspects of where it leads you. Like, it could lead you into spots where you like, why am I depressed? Or why am I feeling like this? Or how did my life end up like this? Because you let life bring you here. Yeah, exactly. You let life drag. A dead fish go with the flow.
I agree. You've been saving that one.
A dead fish go with the flow.
That is fire though, I can't lie.
But in reality though, the type of guys we are, the type of guys we at least want to become.
There we go.
We want to be men of value, so we understand that to live how we actually want requires a lot out of us. And I know we saying these words and that's making that our reality, but in reality, it is hard to be men of value. It's so easy to just go with the flow and just be, just coast.
I agree. I think I agree with you. I do think it is easier to coast than to be a man of value. But I think
because if you didn't want to be a man of value, you could say it's easier to live how you actually want. Like, imagine if I just wanted to live on the beach. I could just go to Cali and be struggling on the beach.
You definitely could do that.
And live bare minimum, get a bare minimum job, get a bare minimum apartment, get a bare minimum everything.
But, okay, now let me flip this one back on your
All
head.
right, flip it.
How does that go with the flow? Maybe that's what you wanted to do.
No,
Maybe
but that's not go with the flow. Just live how I actually want. Like I said, if I actually wanted to live on the beach,
no, I agree.
Then I could go live on the beach.
Okay, I agree with you.
You feel me? I could get a cheap apartment that's maybe 15 minutes away.
From wherever.
Ride a bike
Yeah.
to the
That's
beach,
true.
and that's what I actually want. It don't take too much. I gotta get a job, but who don't gotta get a job? You feel me?
That's true.
But I'm living how I actually want.
That is true.
Now, if you ask BJ how he actually want to live, that's a whole different story.
I think that can also be framed as going with the flow too, right?
How?
Because you can just be comfortable doing that for the rest of your life, right? You did that one thing, you made that one jump, and now you're not going to do anything else because you're comfortable.
Now we
because you did whatever you did.
We gotta define what's going with the flow and what's living how you actually want.
Yeah,
So,
I agree.
Living how you actually want is if you got dreams and goals that you actually want for yourself. That's actually setting those dreams and goals. And setting those dreams and goals, and then you actually aiming to get towards it. Going with the flow is just, you feel me? When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. That's kind of how we gotta explain it. Or going with the flow could be going with the flow.
That's what I'm saying. It's hard to.
It could be like, because it is. It's like when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. Going with the flow is just going with the flow. Like, all right, you hit me up, BJ, let's go out. Okay. BJ, I need you to go into the office right now. Okay. BJ, I need it. Okay, that's just going with the flow.
I agree.
You let other people dictate your life. You ain't really choosing nothing for your life.
I agree, but like you don't always have a choice in everything though too.
You don't, but that's not going with the flow. It's making a choice is living how you actually want. If I choose to live this way, I'm gonna make this choice. If I go with the flow, I'll let whatever comes.
Whatever comes. I agree.
Is that the best way to explain it, or do you think? How would you explain it?
If I was to explain it, damn, I think that is a very good way to explain it.
but look, it's not recording or it's still recording.
You turn it back on.
Oh, you turn it back on.
Hi there. Would you like to receive a gift? I'm a missionary for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and this is the Book of Mormon. It specifically talks about Jesus Christ.
We out here. Mormons.
I've seen it. Yo, wow. Yeah. Yours. I've seen
oh, I fornicated, that's my identity, I'm a fornicator. No, God, I fornicated, this is what I did. He wanted me to be able to articulate to him and give it to him because that's what he died on that cross for, and to make me new. And it's hard because I was a person that didn't believe in God, and I felt like I wasn't made. I felt like dirty. I felt dirty, so I felt like I was just walking this world invisible. Nobody seeing me. I felt like I had no friends. I didn't know what direction like I wanted to go. And then one day I was just asking God, like, show me a sign. I need you, bro. Like, I need direction. I tried Buddhism. I tried Islam. I tried this and that. I don't know why I still feel horrible about myself. If you're real, show me. And I was crying. I was just ready to just give it up. I looked up, got my sign. I was like, I'm going to pray more. I'm going to read your Bible. I'm going to get to know you. Because there was a point in my life, I felt like if God ever met me, he'd be like, I didn't know you. And I wouldn't know God even if I met him. So that's what made me dive into my Bible. Because I want to know Christ.
The beautiful thing is they
To part ways from the ones who ain't love me. Can't go nowhere without my peace. I still see you in my dreams when I sleep. That's the only place we meet. I don't give a fuck. I know you see my cup empty, fill it up. I know you see my heart empty, I can't trust. I had to part ways from the ones who ain't love. I did a lot of.
Let's do a little breakdown of that game and how you felt during the game. Like, should we just wait for Christian to get back so we can all?
It don't matter.
But yeah, how you feel about the Mormons though? How you feel about what they had to say at the end and then just in general?
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I haven't been the strongest believer, but I have been a Christian my whole life. You feel me? So I really don't know no other way, and I really don't want to know no other way, in my opinion. But yeah, though, everybody entitled to their own opinion, bro. You can do what you gotta do.
Yeah, honestly, they cool people. I mean, at the end of the day, I still got much respect for anybody that go out and evangelize whatever they believe in, because you surely got to know your word and whatever word that is. Get in here, get in here. All right, so now that we got all three of the players back, woo! Hey, so how would you say, how you think the game went?
You guys played well. I went terribly. Y'all saw it. I went 0 for 8.
He had a couple shots. I
don't know when we record that. I don't know when I
record.
Bruh, so we just hooped with Mormons. Now we out here talking to Jehovah Witnesses.
Jehovah.
Hi guys.
How you doing?
Nice to be on the YouTube channel. Nice to be on the YouTube channel.
Y'all check out the Hooping with Mormons. Wait for part 2.
Sometimes what you have is people feel a certain way, but it's social media magnifies that. So if you feel a certain way inside, social media will magnify that. If you feel insecure about yourself,
It's a reflection.
right? Social media is gonna magnify that whole thing, right? And so sometimes, like, social media shows you different things, but it's a window. Like if I see you, if I see you doing something, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But social media allows you to see much more, right? Which is both good and bad, because sometimes you trying to be over here, and you can't get here. You can't get here. Know what that path is. But when you see an athlete or entertainer or a D-boy, not to glorify that, because do not do none of those. Or don't do drugs, nothing like that, right? But what you see is this. To be an athlete, I need to put in practice with a basketball, whatever the case may be. If I want to be an entertainer, then I gotta learn how to model, be funny, or whatever. If I want to be a dope boy, I gotta go sell, yada yada yada. So you see what you gotta do. You kind of see the end result, and then you kind of know how you got this beginning part. But what you don't see is the middle part.
All right, good. Because
so the middle part, you don't see the middle part, all the hard work, the things that can go wrong, kind of thing, whatever. So that's what happens.
I'm glad you said that.
Right.
The world is harsh, and I just don't got no beautiful stories. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just be getting them ready, because that's why I think I messed up. If somebody would have grabbed me, pulled me to the side, and been like, look, Tupac, as soon as you step out here, they're gonna be at you. If somebody would have explained it to me, I wouldn't have took the same mistakes, but I made those mistakes. And that was my job, to stop somebody else from making those same mistakes, to lay it out, to lay out the real map on the world and how it is. Everything I'm saying is a warning, is a plea for help. If everybody was so goddamn worried about me, why ain't nobody came to help me? You know what I'm saying? I never wanted to be no star. This ain't my job. I don't care if everybody don't cheer for me. You know what I'm saying? If you're not cheering for me for what I'm doing, don't cheer for me. Don't cheer because you think I'm cute. You know what I'm saying? Screw that. Cheer for me for what I'm doing, for what I stand for. And when I go to jail, you should cheer louder. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm standing up for what I do. I'm not robbing nobody, not stealing from nobody. I never took nothing. Everything I do to represent my people. I do because I think this is what they want me to do.